Bonjour, everyone. It is Sue with Sue is Retiring to France on a Shoestring, and it is a rainy and cool day here today in Central Texas, which we need badly. Now, it completely ruined my plans to go for a hike today, but apart from that, we need the rain, and it's kind of a nice day to chill out and kind of absorb all the changes that are going on in my life right now. It's been a whirlwind since last July, but especially in March, it's been a phenomenal whirlwind. From getting my visa appointment last week on the 18th to getting my visa approved and back in my hands on the 25th, and now it is March 27th. And yes, I am canceling my Medicare effective the end of May 2025. Now, not all of it. There are several different aspects to Medicare, and the one that makes absolutely no sense to cancel is Medicare Part A. That is free for most individuals, as it is for me. That is the hospitalization part of Medicare. I'm going to keep that in place. What I am going to cancel is my Medicare Part B. And that is where things can get a little bit tricky for people. And it's a very touchy and controversial issue for many because there is always the chance that if you come back to the United States, you're going to be penalized 10% per year for every year you did not have Medicare Part B. However, there is a caveat to that. And the caveat to that is that if you can prove to Medicare that you were covered by health insurance 100% of the time that you are not in the Medicare system, then you can appeal that penalty. And from what I have been reading from many different sources and people who have gone through this, is that they were able to successfully get that penalty removed or waived as long as they were persistent. And so that's the key there too. You have to be persistent whenever you're trying to get a refund or an accommodation for anything, right? Now, in the United States, Medicare Part B is the component to Medicare that pays for doctor's visits and lab tests and all sorts of other things that are not directly due to a hospitalization. So it's a pretty big deal. And in conjunction with Part B, many people, such as myself, have a supplement plan which covers the 20% or more of Medicare costs that typically are not covered under your Medicare Part B. So what does this entail for me? Medicare Part B for 2025 costs $185 a month. My Medicare supplement plan, which is called a Supplement N plan, costs me $92 a month. And that is based pretty much on where you live in the United States. It will be different for everyone based on your age, based on the county that you live in, based on the state that you live in. But the general consensus seems to be that for most people around my age, it's roughly somewhere between like maybe $85 a month to over $110 a month. So mine is in the mid-range, or even low range for that. Now, in conjunction with my supplement plan, I also have a dental plan and I have a drug plan, which is called Part D. Now, many Americans choose to forego a supplement plan and a drug plan in favor of Medicare Advantage plans. I chose not to go that route. I decided that the supplement plan was better for me and for my circumstances. Now, the interesting thing for me is that I entered the Medicare system June 1st of 2024. So my supplement plan and my dental plan, and I believe my Part D plan, technically renew on June 1st. So in terms of timing for me moving to France, it is serendipity because I can simply tell my supplement plan and my dental plan, sayonara, not re-upping with you starting June 1st, no harm, no foul, but I will keep my Medicare Part D plan. The one that I have doesn't cost me a dime per month. It does cost me if I use the plan for certain specific drugs. For example, I take high blood pressure medication. That's pretty cheap. That's about $3 per month, I think. Maybe it's $3 per 90 days. I can't remember. It's that inexpensive. But when I recently had my shoulder surgery, a few of those medications were not covered, understandably so, because they were not in the formulary. So I had to pay, I think, a whopping $28 for one prescription, and I think that was for gabapentin. And I had to pay $11 for the hydrocodone, which was, I think, like a 3-week supply of hydrocodone, which I didn't even use all of it. Again, that's pretty good. So I'm fine with that. But I personally don't see any reason to keep my supplement plan or my dental plan once I move to France, because I have no intent on coming back to the United States within the first year. Probably never, but never say never, right? And because I will be covered for the first year in France under the required medical insurance that you have to prove to the state of France that you have in order to get a visa to move into the country. And then once I am there 90 days, I am eligible to apply for the French healthcare system. And whenever that goes into effect, then I will be able to pretty much let my 1-year medical insurance policy expire at the end of year 1 in France. So what can I do to mitigate any circumstances if I do get penalized for the non-existent moving back to the United States? Well, I plan on taking that 185 and that 92, so whatever that adds up to, I don't do that in my head, and pretty much just plunking it away in savings. So that will pretty much take care of any 10% penalty that I will encounter, again, if I ever come back to the United States and if I do not successfully challenge Medicare's assumption that I did not have health insurance when I was out of the country, which I will have. So, as you can tell by the thumbnail image, I sent off my form CMS-1763, shown here, to my Social Security office closest to me. I made sure to send it priority mail, and I made sure to require an electronic signature, just in case they decide that they want to play hardball with telling me that they did not get it. Suki don't play that game. So that's it for today. I hope you are all having a bonjour, a bonsoir. You are taking care of yourself, and I will see you again soon. Au revoir.